Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable, though near or far. Like a song of love that clings to me, how the thought of you does things to me never before has someone been more unforgettable in every way. And forevermore, that's how you'll stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too. Unforgettable in every way, and forevermore, that's how you'll stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too.
Well, family and friends, very good morning to all of you. And today, of course, we are embracing Jan's family as they farewell their loved one. And at the same time, we join them in celebrating her very interesting and productive life of 75 years. My name's Harvey Deegan. I'm very privileged to be your celebrant today for Jan's service in conjunction with David Bianchini and his team from Bowra and O'Day Funeral Directors here at Cannington. Thank you also, not just for your attendance here today, but also for your ongoing support to the family and for all the messages of condolence that have been forthcoming since the news of Jan's passing became known. Now, just a little bit of housekeeping before we start. If you have the mobile phone here with you today, if you could check that it's switched off as a matter of course, or on silent as a mark of respect. And also there are attendance cards to be filled in for the family's records, and I suspect most, if not all of you, have already done that. If you haven't had a chance to do so, though, there'll be plenty of time to fill those in at the end of the service. Naturally, we realise there are those who'd like to be here today, but circumstances prevent that. However, all have sent their best wishes, and we do know that they're with us in spirit. And we do know that most, if not all of you, will be watching Jan's service online as we speak or accessing a recording a little later on. Rest assured, you are as much a part of proceedings as those of us here in the chapel. I would like to thank Jan's son Glenn her goddaughter Brooke and Brooke's mum Cheryl, Jan's best friend, for their time recently when we sat down to discuss today's service. And Brooke, together with the help of Jan, has written the eulogy, and it will be my privilege to read that now on behalf of the family. Then we're going to hear tributes to Jan from those who knew her well and view a visual tribute, and that is guaranteed to bring back many more happy memories for all of you. So, let's hear Jan's life story. She was born Janice K. Blackman on the 7th of March 1949. Her parents were Sid and Mary, and she was their middle child after Barbara, who was passed, and Barrington, fondly known as Barry. Janice, or Jan as everyone knew and loved her, attended Melville Senior High School, and after leaving school she began working at Lewis's Pharmacy in West Perth, and she loved it. And it was around this time that Jan met a young man by the name of Trevor Sammels. It wasn't long before the two became inseparable and declared their love for each other by marrying on the 27th of November 1965 at the tender age of 16 and 17. The newlyweds lived in Victoria Park, and not long after they settled, they welcomed their firstborn son Darren. Soon after, Glenn arrived, and then Paul and Bradley, 4 beautiful, active sons. Jan and Trevor purchased their first family home in Lockridge. The family of 6 shared many wonderful memories, hosting and attending house parties with friends and close neighbours Betty and Frank. As time progressed and the kids grew, the family moved onto their freshly built home in Linwood. The boys soon became actively involved in the local Linwood Ferndale Football Club, and so did Jan and Trevor, volunteering their time and meeting many new friends, their closest being Jan and Ian Watkins. Many members of the Sammels family were involved in the club, and their accolades decorate the club rooms to this very day. Sadly, after 20 years of marriage, Trevor and Jan separated. It was a difficult time, but both tried very hard to maintain an amicable relationship, which today is reflected as a loving friendship. In 1983, Jan embarked on her first international holiday to London. Although it wasn't an easy decision to leave her boys and loved ones, with their blessing, she boarded the final Oriana cruise from Fremantle to London. This would be a life-changing decision. While in London, Jan worked many years at a hotel and eventually purchased a flat close to what became her home away from home for the next 20 years. Throughout those years, Jan returned to her family in Australia and ventured off on a variety of holidays with her boys, family and friends, and some of her best were spent with best friend Cheryl. Together, they circled the world, and they went on multiple cruises, shared a lot of time together in London. Jan and Cheryl really did love to travel. In 2010, Jan decided she'd return to Australia permanently. Her dream home was almost completed on Reby Street in Kewdale. The house was to be like no other in the area. Decorated with ornate fixtures and fittings, it'd have a granny flat, an upstairs semi-contained living quarters and her own personal dressing room, all under the one roof. Positioned on Tomato Lake, it was lavish and well ahead of its time on final completion. Jan was proud of her home. It was just to her liking. She hosted many family celebrations, and she loved to sit outside on the deck watching people in the park. As luck would have it, not long after her return, she attended a function with friends. Actually, it was a funeral wake, and it was there where she met her soulmate. That's what she called him, Ray. Their union fast became a deep, loving relationship, and Ray's family welcomed her with open arms. With a fun-loving group of friends, they've shared many happy times in Mindarie, on the water, admiring the view, or travelling to Queensland and Thailand. They both share a beautiful foster child, Far. Jan has always loved to shop for pretty things, or just to shop in general. Expensive, cheap, lavish, quality, sparkly, dull, that didn't really matter. If others didn't agree with her, it didn't faze her, she still bought it. It started with handbags, shoes, clothing, jewellery, cosmetics, and later came weird household gadgets from the TV shopping channel. Mops, brooms, storage solutions became a regular purchase. Well, she's managed to fill her house and many rooms at Ray's with her love of shopping. In fact, she still had packages delivered to the house only last week. She just loved to shop. Often criticised for her spending, Jan was ever so generous with the items she bought, often giving away her most loved pieces of clothing and jewellery, all because she thought it would look nice on them. As we do sit here today, and we all reflect on a time when her generosity touched everyone. Ray and Jan were perfect for each other in many ways, especially as Ray also had a keen eye for beautiful jewellery, and he also loved to shop. He'd always encouraged Jan to buy things that she loved, even if she didn't need another scarf or one in every colour. For a tiny 4 foot 11 and a half, she claimed to be 5 foot, her heart was extra large and she openly expressed her love. She gave beautiful kisses and meaningful hugs and always ended a nightly call with "Good night, God bless," or "Good night, sweetie pie." Sadly, when Jan fell ill, she knew before all of us that it was her time. She made a difficult decision to leave her loved ones and the life she's built behind in an effort to protect her family from the pain of seeing her deteriorate. Her strength is something to be admired. Jan has expressed that she wants this time to be happy. Shed a tear if you must, but celebrate her life. Share a laugh and enjoy telling stories of all the good times. Today we do salute a life very well lived. Reluctantly, we must accept Jan's passing and we cherish all the memories that she leaves behind. Now, as I mentioned, we do have some tributes to Jan, and I'd like to call Ray Ford first up. Thank you, mate.
Oh, I don't know how long I can stay here, but thank everybody for coming. Jan was a wonderful person, super, and loved her family and everybody. And I think we'll all go on loving Jan for the rest of our lives, but I can't go further. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Ray. Now, would like to invite Jan's sons to come forward, Darren, Glenn, Paul, and also Brad for their tributes. Thank you.
When I first met Mum Janice, I was far too young to remember the occasion, having just been born and all. But I can imagine her surprise in the delivery room when son number 4 showed up instead of the daughter she'd hoped for. To soften the blow, she occasionally dressed me up as a girl, and for a while, my brothers lovingly referred to me as Brenda. Thankfully, Joe and Brooke came to fill the daughter roles, and I could comfortably return to being just one of the boys. By the time I came along, Mum was 23 and married for 6 years to my dad Trevor. For the next 11 years, she managed a household of 4 rambunctious sons like an Olympic event. Mum shopped strategically, cooked tirelessly, and somehow managed to keep us all fed, clothed and cared for. Her real superpower, though, was cleaning up after us before we even knew we'd made a mess. Mum loved a good family road trip. The 6 of us would cram into the car, squabble a bit, but always bond by the end. She had a unique sense of time, though. Her "I'll be ready in 5 minutes" could mean anywhere from 15 minutes to half an hour. But when she finally emerged, she was always immaculate, just like she'd walked off a runway, not out of a house with 4 boys. Mum had a knack for making everyone feel special. She'd sing a little rhyme to me when I was young, making me believe I was her favourite. This little boy has curly hair. This little boy has big brown eyes. Only later did I realise she sang that to more than just myself. but we each felt like we were the one she loved most, which was her gift. Mum moved to London. Her presence remained strong. My brothers and I each visited her there and travelled with her. We saw a new side to Mum, where she was adventurous, fearless, uninhibited and undaunted by life's challenges. Back in Perth, Mum became Nanny Jan to Caitlin, Aben, Jay, Emmett and Lily, where she's continued to spread her love to them. They've in turn spawned great-grandchildren Oliver, Michaelo, Ziggy, Abigail and Lila. Mum settled into domestic life at Tomato Lake with her sons living close by. She soon had live-in son Darren joining her in her dream home. You know what they say, a mother's love knows no bounds, but truth be told, they looked after each other in ways that only they could. And while some might have called it unusual, we all knew it was a special bond filled with love, laughter, and of course, like all relationships, a little bit of playful disagreements. Mum's generosity and empathy never faded, always willing to help someone in need, whether it was family, friend, or a stranger on the street. Mum's adventurous spirit, endless kindness, and quick wit left an impression on everyone. She wasn't just our mother, she was a friend, a confidant, and a force of nature. Though she's no longer with us, her love and memory will always stay in our hearts. Rest easy, Mum, you'll be missed and cherished forever.
Well, it's a hard act to follow. My mum was an avid and adventurous traveller, and all us boys enjoyed many a holiday with Mum, which will always remain with us. We loved her, and she had to love us, so for that, we'll be eternally grateful. I would like to take this moment to express my gratitude to a select few people that made Mum's last few weeks here on earth as comfortable as possible. Firstly, my brother Darren, Folo and Ella, who reside at Mum's house, always made sure Mum did not feel alone at any time. Secondly, my auntie Kerry and my cousin Trish, Mum's goddaughter, Brooke, and especially Cheryl, who did absolutely everything to ease Mum's journey to the next part. Lastly, to Ray, who kept my mum happy for the last 15 years. And trust me, that is not an easy feat. So thank you, Ray, because the more you got, the less we copped. Hold that. One more thing. Before Jan passed, she asked her goddaughter Brooke to help her pen a final message to Cheryl, Jan's best friend of 50 years. Cheryl, thank you from the bottom of my heart for loving me, caring for me, steering me away from bad decisions, and holding my hand through the tough times. You've been my guide, my constant, and shown me the true meaning of love. The best thing that ever happened to me was meeting you. My life would have been very different if it wasn't for you. We have shared so many highs together and had our fair share of lows. I've been so lucky to have you by my side. I'm worried about leaving you behind, but I want you to be strong. I know you'll be sad and life will feel different, but I want you to be happy. Think of all our misadventures and the secret stories we've never shared with anyone else. Live out your life with your beautiful family and friends. Involve yourself in fun activities. I don't want you to mourn forever. Whenever you hear our song by Charlene, play it to the heavens and I will sing along with you. I love you so much. Thank you for being the true one love of my life. Jan. And I'd like to thank Cheryl on behalf of all us boys and all my family for what you've done for our mum in this time. Thanks.
Oh, thank you, boys, for sharing those wonderful memories with us. Now, it is time to let the pictures tell the story. So let's take a stroll down memory lane now with a visual tribute to Jan that Brooke has lovingly put together. Thanks, David.
If I should stay, I would only be in your way, so I'll go. But I know I'll think of you each step of the way. And I will always love you. I will always love you. Bittersweet memories, that's all I am taking with me. Goodbye, please don't cry. We both know that I'm not what you need. But I will always love you. I will always love you. I hope life treats you kind, and I hope that you have all that you ever dreamed of, and I wish you joy and happiness. But above all of this, I wish you love. And I will always love you. I will always love you. I will always love you.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Vita Bella. Hearts will play tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella. When the stars make you drool, just like a pastifazool, that's amore. When you dance down the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in love. When you walk in a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, signore. Scusa me, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore. That's amore.
When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore.
That's amore.
Bells will ring,
Ting-a-ling-a-ling,
ting-a-ling-a-ling,
and you'll sing Vita Bella.
Vita Bella, hearts will play,
Tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay,
like a feel your love. When you walk in a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, signore. Scusami, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore. Amore, that's amore.
Wow, some pretty special visual memories there, weren't there? Well, family and friends, just before we do say our final goodbyes to Jan, we do have a reading that the family has chosen. This is called Remember Me by Anthony Dowson. Speak of me as you've always done. Remember the good times, laughter and fun. Share the happy memories we've made. Do not let them wither or fade. I'll be with you in the summer's sun, and when the wind's chill has come. I'll be the voice that whispers in the breeze. I'm peaceful now, put your mind at ease. I've rested my eyes and I've gone to sleep, but memories we've shared are yours to keep. Sometimes our final days may be a test, but remember me when I am at my best. Although things may not be the same, don't be afraid to use my name. Let your sorrow last for just a while. Comfort each other and try to smile. I've lived a life full of joy and fun. Live on now. Make me proud of what you'll become. Well, family and friends, it is a fact that there does come a time in everyone's life when we must say goodbye to a loved one. And as we bid Jan farewell, we do remember the great contribution that she made over her lifetime. We honour Jan's life, and while it is very, very hard to let her go, we must accept her departure from this world. With love and respect, we have remembered with fondness and gratitude Jan's journey. We now commit her character and her personality to our memories. Jan's ideals we commit to our hearts. Tenderly, lovingly, and with great respect, we commit Jan to nature's keeping. And that does conclude Jan's service. Her family will now approach her casket and leave a tribute with her before making their way into the lounge. You're all then invited to follow suit and place a tribute with Jan before joining the family, where you can present your condolences. Maybe you've brought your own tribute. Otherwise, we have some rosemary, which is a symbol of remembrance for you. And at this time, you should reflect on how much Jan meant to you and how she influenced all of your lives invariably for the better. Naturally, you're all extremely sad that Jan has passed, but in the midst of your grieving, do draw some comfort from the fact that Jan has left so many, many wonderful memories behind. Now, after spending some time with the family in the lounge, you are invited to head to the Carlisle Hotel in Rutland Avenue, where the celebration of Jan's life will continue from 12 noon. And as you do leave here today and prepare to resume your day-to-day lives, always carry those happy memories of Jan with you. Think often of the good times together and speak her name often. You were privileged to have had Jan in your lives. She will always be part of your family. She will always be part of your circle of friends. To those of you here in the chapel, to those who have been watching online, thank you all for caring, and safe travels.
Hey lady, you lady, cursing at your life. You're a discontented mother and a regimented wife. I've no doubt you dream about the things you'll never do, but I wish someone had to talk to me like I wanna talk to you. Ooh, I've been to Georgia and California and anywhere I could run. Took the hand of a preacher man and we made love in the sun. But see so much of me living in your eyes. Won't you share a part of a weary heart that's lived a million lives? Ooh, I've been to Nice and the Isle of Greece while I sip champagne on a yacht. I move like Harlow in Monte Carlo and show them what I got. I've been undressed by kings and I've seen some things that a woman ain't supposed to see. I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. Sometimes I've been to crying for unborn children that might have made me complete. But I took the sweet life and never knew I'd be bitter from the sweet. I spent my life exploring the subtle whoring that cost too much to be free. Hey lady, I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. Oh, I've been to paradise, never been to me, to Georgia, California, anywhere I could run. I've been to paradise, never been to Nice and the Isle of Greece while I sip champagne on a yacht. I've been to paradise, never been to Georgia and California. Hey lady, you lady, cursing at your life. You're a discontented mother and a regimented wife. I've no doubt you dream about the things you'll never do, but I wish someone had to talk to me like I wanna talk to you. Ooh, I've been to Georgia and California and anywhere I could run. Took the hand of a preacher man and we made love in the sun. But I ran out of places and friendly faces because I had to be free. I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. Please lady, don't just walk away, 'cause I have this need to tell you why I'm all alone today. I can see so much of me living in your eyes. Won't you share a part of a weary heart that's lived a million lives? Ooh, I've been to Nice and the Isle of Greece while I sip champagne on a yacht. I move like Harlow in Monte Carlo and show them what I got. I've been undressed by kings and I've seen some things that a woman